Welcome back, everybody. We're picking back up on day 7 of our world tour. Heading along the Alaskan coast here. Making our way, I guess, effectively over to Japan. Looks like we need to load back in that flight plan because it didn't seem to want to load correctly. Interesting. It straight-lined it. Still not to a few other flight plans that I've made, so that's okay. We will make some changes. That's all right. All right. Let's load in here. Today we're taking off in the Piaggio P180, the catfish, the plane that is so ugly it is good looking. Sometimes, sort of, kind of, hard to tell. Well, looks like we loaded in the wrong flight time. That's okay. We can do magic. Apparently. Have a quick look here. That's okay. We can do the morning. Oh, that'll work nicely, actually. All right. Well, as this isn't a native 2024 plane, it is available in the marketplace in 2024 now, but it is a 2020 build plane, so it is missing some of the things like removable chocks, pitot covers, engine covers, things like that. I always find it strange it's got such a thin wing. It's just so thin. But I guess that attributes to some of its pretty immense speed. No prop, no heated props, because you don't need those when you've got effectively a jet engine blasting heat on them the whole time. Big T-tail. It's almost like a F-18 landing gear on this thing. It's pretty cool. Very, very unique aircraft. Alright, well, we've done our walk around. We can't do anything about the plugs and flags and chocks except for inside, so let's load in and get to looking at things. Alright. So here we are into the aircraft here. Let's start by bringing up our checklist. This will be my... I messed around with this for a little bit earlier today. Just kind of a rough run through the checklist and see how it goes. A lot of the look points don't actually look at anything, so that took a minute to figure out. But let's get the yokes out of the way. Entrance door, we can check all that stuff here in our settings. So we got chocks, main door, luggage door, all those are closed. We got some cool stuff we can do with cabin configuration and whatnot. Doors are closed. Passenger briefing. We don't have anybody on board. Seats are adjusted. Switches are all off. Battery switch, which is right here. Going to on. Fuel quantity. We've got 700 and 700. We're actually going to... Can we adjust it in here? Payload and fuel. Well, let's see. Does that change anything? I don't believe it does. I can't remember for the life of me where the weights and balance are. That's okay. Believe the only way to add fuel is in fact to there we go. Okay, so that did work. All right, let's get back to that checklist. We're going to go with full fuel. Got no passengers. Park brake is right down here. Avionics master to COM 1 only. So that is mid switch. Brings up some of our radius and communications. Engine start. So we're going to battery or GP. We're going to do a battery start. We're going to go anti-collision lights. Which are down here. Anti-collision to ground. Power levers are in idle. Condition levers are in cutoff. Firewall valve shut off. Check open. These guys right here. Fuel pump test and check. So we're going to look up here for fuel pressure. Fuel pump 1. It's on there. It's a rate one only. Oh, it's standby. There's fuel pump 1. Go. Fuel pressure light checks off. Bleed air switches are off. Ignition switch check normal. Ignition left, ignition right, both in normal position. Propellers clear. And we're going to go. We'll start the right engine first. So right engine to start. Hear the drain. Once we hit 15, we can go into ground idle. We've got ignition. Sorry, not 15, 13. I'm used to the Duke when you gotta. We're looking for 15, so we got a peak of 656. That's a good start. ITT. Good. Oil pressures come up. RPMs are increasing. Engine start switch has gone back down. It's automatic to off. We can go to engine flight idle. Or sorry, we should check these in ground idle. My mistake. Oil pressure. 60 psi minimum. We got 112. Oil temperature 110 degrees Celsius. Oil temperature is coming up. Well below 110. NG RPMs 54%. Minimum we're at 59.5. 900 RPM minimum. We're at 1050. Condition levers advance to flight idle. GPS needed. Generator is going to come on. So right generator is on. Have a look at the systems page. Right generators, 120.1 amps. So it is generating power. And meter is check. Hydraulic pump switch is going to come to on. There's engine start normal. Now we're going to do a cross start because we're going to use the generator from right to start the left. Condition lever in op engine. Flight idle. Generator. Operative engine is working. Ammeter system is showing amperage. Fireball shutoff valve is open. Power levers in op idle. Condition levers are in op idle. Fuel pump is on. Fuel pressure light is off. Left. Fuel pressure. Let's go here. Fuel pump is off. Bleeds are off. Ignition switch is in normal. Propellers are clear. And let's click that starter over. So 13% happens fast in this. It's already beyond 13. So into ground idle it goes. Start to see ITT come up. Stay below 1,000. Oil pressure is coming up. Oil temperature is coming up. Prop RPM is coming up. NG looks good. That's a good start. ITT below 750. 112, 54, 9. Yep, those are all looking good. So now we're going to go condition lever to ground idle on both. And we're going to get the generator coming on. So left and right generators, they're splitting the load. Everybody's happy. Engine's good start. Before taxi, EPU. EPU is in test. EPU drain. Test. It is good. EPU switch going to ARM. Avionics master coming on. Environmentals are all set to auto. Should be fine for now. Getting alignment. Let's get the bleed air coming on. Pressurization also set to auto. Let's clear that caution. Pressurization. Manual switch set to auto. And pressurization is right over here. So we've got auto. Cabin pressure's in auto. We'll get there. Landing altitude set. These are interesting. It's a double, and I'm not even sure what it means. But let's see if we can get some weather information here. Doesn't look like it. That's all right. What is our airport information? What do we got? 106 feet of elevation. So somewhere around there. Should be. Pretty close. Rate selection. Engine oil coolers is required. Where are we at? 97. It's getting a little warm, so let's get them open for now. Gyros are checked. Okay, radios. So we're 1229. Also can do the radios down here and tune. It's a little easier than trying to work these knobs over here, I find. Air data computer test, overspeed warning test. Where are we? Overspeed test. Left. Right. Hydraulic system test. I'm not even sure where that one is, if I'm honest. Steering system, taxi steering. Right now it's an auto. We're gonna go pilots, heats, whatnot on. Stall warning. It's good. I'm not totally sure where that guy is. So right for now. Flap system flaps. We're going mid. Trim set for takeoff. Let's have a look down here. Is it quicker? Yeah, much quicker if I use my wheel. There we go. Okay. Ice detector test. That's a good one to do, except no idea how to do it. Anti-ice. Off, off, off. Windshield heat check. Engine ice fame. Oil cooler. So here, check. Anti-ice main wing test. We're going to go through a few of these here. Now a taxi. Where are we head to? Alright. So let's bring up our flight plan here. We're basically going to announce taxi here.
Papa Alpha Kilo Alpha Traffic. P180 Charlie Foxtrot Tango Lima Mike.
Taxi lights
Taxiing
coming
to
on.
runway tree 1. Papa Alpha Kilo Alpha.
All right. And let's get the park brake off. Brakes are working. Get the A&R on so I can hear my own beautiful voice. then let's make our way over here to the runway. Right now we've got the taxi steering on, so it's automated. I guess it dampens when you come to the to take off here. So I guess looks like we're going that way. All right. I know we got to get our auto feathers armed. Bring back up that checklist. Taxi down the runway. Taxi. Brakes are checked. Steering system checked. Steering system taxi. Prop reversers. Let's check them. Oh yeah. There's beta range. All right. Let's get lined up here. All right, we're in ground idle. Prop feathering. Flight instruments. Let's do an engine run up. Park brake is on. Condition levers max RPM. Yeah, that guy there. Oh, max RPM. Power lever advanced to 2,000 RPM. Close enough. Prop overspeed test. Left is a drop. Right is a drop. Auto feather system test. We're good. Auto feather switch to arm. Park brake release. Circuit breakers are all checked in. Anti-collision lights. Let's get those on. Windshield heaters required. POs on. Seatbelts on. Flight instruments checked. Engine cases are checked. Warning and cautions. We've got our oil cooler doors open. We've got them closed for takeoff. Transponder is set. Okay. Bleed switches check to left and right. They're on. Fuel pumps. Check on mains. Yep. Condition levers check max. Flaps mid. Trim. We're set. Aileron trim. We're rudder trim set. Flight controls free and clear. Steering takeoff. Oil coolers off. Taxi lights. Landing lights is required. Navigation lights. Ice protection system. And we're good for takeoff. Steering off. rotate 110. Brakes on. Release that. Ninety, 100, 110, and we'll rotate. Up we go. Landing gear, landing lights are all off. Flaps coming up. Gears up. Auto feather. Off above 150. Flaps are already up. Beautiful sky. Let's head over here. Get our yaw damper on. We can continue our climb. Back on that power a bit. Keep below 100 so we don't cook our engines. And set our altitude. Our cruise around, let's go 10,000 feet here. Alright, so we're going to do flight level change. Up to 10,000. So our nav on, it's going to grab the there she goes. Alright, let's keep monitoring the engines here. We've got no annunciators. We can go to the auto feather. Alright, we're already within the 10,000 feet. Auto feather off. I think I should probably get some more lights on. Find our way back. It's on our way there. All right. Now, where are we going to cruise at? We've got still coming up on the speed there. Some pretty crazy speeds already. 266, 67, ground speed 270 knots. Which all makes sense, because I'm told that this plane is just exceptionally fast for a turboprop, for what it is. Now, get the lights on for the air. All that's looking happy over there. Panel lights are good. Suppose they're not really needed, are they? That does the trick there. Cruising along here. What's our next checklist item? Alright. We're in cruise, climb power 165. All good there. Cruise speed. I think we're going to keep it right where it is. We've got plenty of fuel to just be hauling. Pick up some beautiful early morning views. How are we looking here? Now, cruising, we got a bit of a wind. It's alright. Tablet stored right up here. Kind of neat. Adjust our heading a little. Oh, we're gonna come back on that power. Alright, coming back to 1900 in the props. Keep the torque where it is. Seems to be happy enough. We got our heading bug push to sync. There we go. That works. Alright. Now let's play around with this here, because I know there's some interesting stuff. Got here. Different formats. Flight plan. I'm just curious, how do we... I gotta say, I'm not too well versed with go. All right. The Proline stuff, I mean, obviously, I've flown lots of the Garmin stuff. So I'm quite familiar at that, but yeah. All right. Here we go, just motoring along. Everything still looks happy. Cap pressurization doesn't really mean much of anything at 10,000 feet here. But man, does this thing eat into the distance real quick. That's impressive. Got your stopwatch there. Reset 0, okay. I got terrain. So there should be some peaks off to the right there. Oh, look at that. Stratus is green. Hobbs meter over there. Looks like you got some plugs over there. Ooh, a ball chiller. That's always fun. Check on that wing light. We don't got a good view from in here. This thing is exceptionally loud. Kind of the Ferrari of the airplanes, I suppose. So it looks like we're good for anti-ice stuff. Oil staying cool, below 110. 1900 RPM on the props. Looks like let's do the prop sync. So that'll keep it a little bit more bearable for anybody out in the back there. Looks like it's the weather radar here. Not quite sure how to see here, a generator. Okay. Asphalts. Gotta say, it does seem abundantly simple. Radar. All right, well, that's it's kind of nice how you can expand that. All right, 28 nautical miles to the next checkpoint. Wonder if we got that radar altimeter. It's going to give us some. I'm guessing probably not. But we're still just zooming along here, 290 knots across the ground. That's impressive. At 10,000 feet, that's it. So if we get up there into the flight levels, this thing is just going to be ripping. But for the time being, oh, what's this? Kind of want to check out what's down low. Looks like we got some life over there. There's people in Alaska. That's a cool little valley there. Be fun to take something fast and just go ripping through there. Very cool. We gotta say, this is a pretty impressive plane from a performance standpoint, that's for sure. Oh, this is definitely a business plane. We got our mobile sat phone in there. Oh, what do we got? Oh, we got a torch. Okay. Got some in-flight reading. Bottom one, oh yeah. Ooh, snacks. Everybody needs snacks. No smoking. Keep those seatbelts on. Oh. Some blankets. Blankets, tissues, and a torch. You think as PSC you'd know what's in these cubbies, but turns out we don't. My gosh, they're all full. What's that say? Joe blows whiskey. Alright. More snacks. Some canned drinks. Water. This is a very well appointed little snack bar cabin area. We got here some plates. Where are we flying over? Yeah, I see a runway down there. I gotta turn that tail light off. Let's... No. Hmm. Salmon Airport right down there. String of lights up into the distance. That's always very cool. Alright. Got a pretty strong crosswind, 34 knots. That's almost 34 knots, almost direct crosswind. We need a tailwind, that 34 knots, so get us really zooming. What can we play around with here? Now, I did load up my Navigraph before, and I got a lot of flickering. Yeah. Which was not ideal. It's alright. Set it up for an executive back there. Go back for some pizza. Got some pizza over there, some iced tea. Got your computer you can work on. Cool feature, you can swivel the seats for more room. Brings your head away from the cabin side, which is kind of nice. Sit here, do some work. This is where I'd find my wife for sure. Oh, the headrest even extend. Very cool. All right. Look at all the... Just feels like it goes on forever. Snow and mountain peaks. Looks like there's a pretty cool... Oh, there's like a lake. Wonder how well this map feature works. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, about as well as the Navgraph. Alright. So those are features that are going to have to be shown some love. Get those working right. Let's see if we can't. Let's reach out to Anchorage Center.
Anchorage Center, P180 Charlie Foxtrot Tango Lima Mike is type P180, 20 miles west of 01 Alpha Kilo, 10,000. Request flight following. P180 Charlie Foxtrot Tango Lima Mike, Anchorage Center, Squawk Tree 22 Tree. P180 Tango Lima Mike, radar contact 22 miles west of 01 Alpha Kilo, 10,200. Altimeter tree 019er. Roger, P180 Tango Lima Mike.
Now, where is the... It's in the settings. I know it is too. That's on. Oh. That again. How do I change it? That one. No, not that one. Data. Okay. Gotta be quicker, I guess. There we go. 3019. There we go. Let's have a look at our performance menus. Flight log, nav, takeoff, approach. It's good. Anti-ice will be off. Weights will be fine. PACD. I wonder if we can get that information. We're going to give it a try. Weather. degrees. I wonder if that's in Celsius. Yep, it sure is. 7 degrees Celsius, wind 150, 14 knots. Okay, so that should give us our reference speeds. Approach speed. Across the fence. Good stuff.
P180 Tango Lima. Mike, contact Anchorage Center on 125.9er. Good day. 125.9er. P180 Tango Lima Mike. Anchorage Center, P180 Charlie Foxtrot, Tango Lima Mike, 10,000. P180 Charlie Foxtrot, Tango Lima Mike. Anchorage Center, altimeter tree 022, radar contact continue.
Now we're starting to get into the more islandy stuff, all these little lakes. I mean, I guess that's little. Now we're starting to see it break up into smaller islands. Nothing overhead. Okay. But there's our next point. 19 nautical miles. See the next runway up there. It's Papa Alpha Hotel Oscar. This next waypoint. Once we hit it, make a slight left. We're heading right over this direction. Can put, there we go. So this is going to be one of our longer legs. See if we can't eke a little bit more speed out of it. Look at those mountains off in the distance there. So I'm hearing that the FS2024 is coming to PlayStation. And I guess they're now starting to beta test for it. And I'm curious how well it's doing. So now some people kind of thought of it negatively, that I'm not fully sure what their view is as far as it being negative, but for myself, I think it's kind of a good thing. We've got it on both major consoles, and then you've also got it on PC, so you've kind of opened the world up to even more developers jumping on and creating great products like this Piaggio, like the Duke from the last flight. I'm thinking I may look at the Starship as well, because that thing looks like it would just be an absolute blast. Love the kind of old school tech that still somehow feels very futuristic. There we go. We're about to make our slight left. There it goes.
P180 Tango Lima, Mike, contact Anchorage Center on 133.8. Good day. 133.8 for P180 Tango Lima, Mike. Anchorage Center, P180 Charlie Foxtrot Tango Lima, Mike, 10,000. P180 Charlie Foxtrot Tango Lima, Mike. Anchorage Center, altimeter 3022, radar contact continue.
Looks good to me.
Cessna Tree Juliet Papa contact Anchorage Center on 125.9er. Good day.
125.9er, Cessna Tree Juliet Papa.
That's interesting. I don't know what the plane's doing there. What in the world? Yeah. That's some pretty radical banking. What is it doing? That's some interesting behavior, that's for sure. Oh, what is that? I am very much concerned with what it's trying to do. Something's going real funky right now. Well, let's see if we can't get it to follow a heading then. Extremely strange behavior. It is not tracking anything. Hmm. Very, very strange. I don't understand. Oh, that's a very peculiar issue. Never come across that before. And it keeps climbing, which is just a pain in the butt. $196 nautical miles like this. Gosh, that sounds like fun. Is that what got hit?
P180 Tango Lima. Mike, contact Anchorage Center on 125.1. Good day. 125.1. P180 Tango Lima Mike.
back in business now? That was very strange. Don't fully understand what was going on there. I wonder if it's just the winds or what it was doing, but I was holding some strange roll and pitch. But it seems to be working properly now. Or as properly as one can expect. I think maybe it's just the wind. So winds are starting to die down a bit. Thankfully. But with the weather the way it is, I think we may call it quits at UGB. The wind is just tossing us around like crazy here. Five knots. think that's what we're gonna do. Flight plan. Let's get rid of all this here. That's alright. Flight plan, origin, destination. There we go. Alright. Do we have any procedures? Let's have a look. Approaches. Want to do. Three zero. Alright. Well. Apparently my flight plan doesn't know where I'm going. Direct. UGB. Executes. Yeah. Just need to get rid of that wind. So you know what I'm going to do. Let's get rid of that wind. Custom weather. Let's go with that. Or even better, winds. Good strong tailwind gives a good shove. Sure is pretty out here. Yeah, about the PlayStation stuff. What do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think it'll be a positive thing, or do you think it'll be a negative thing? I'm pretty firm on the idea that it'll be positive. You know, how can it be a bad thing to have more developers out there working on more aircraft or more add-ons, more yokes, throttles, whatever you have, you know, anything for the sim. I think it'll attract more people to the platform, which should attract more companies that want to support it. And you know, that may mean, you know, you got more Captain Sim junk where they try to sell skins on top of, you know, pretty generic basic flight models, which, you know, some people are gonna like. That's okay. You know, if you want to fly it like an arcade, then that's cool too. It's definitely not my thing, but to each their own. And if that brings more people into the sim community, that's great. You know, we all got to start somewhere. I think I remember doing Ace Combat 7 and stuff like that, all the Ace Combat series, and thinking that was so cool. But you know, it was a pretty arcadey title for sure. But it got me in there, and I liked doing it. And then Flight Sim 2020 was offered for Xbox, and I figured, hey, let's give it a try, see what it's like, and especially comparing it to real world flying. You know, a lot of the GA stuff I enjoyed a lot more than the airliners. Yeah, airliners is an interesting niche, but at the end of the day, I feel like they're a bit more like driving a Greyhound bus. You get up there, you throw it in the cruise control, and you just kind of monitor. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just not my cup of tea. I kind of prefer the flying. Excuse me. Flying closer to the ground, enjoying the views, seeing what's out there. Especially a place like Alaska. I mean, I've never been here before, so I definitely never flown anything like this close to the ground. You might see mountain peaks and things like that if you're lucky, or clear day, and you see some of the detail, but not a lot. So this is really cool. I do wish you could, maybe spot a herd of elk, or a moose, or polar bear, or grizzly, or something. I've yet to see any animals in sim, but I haven't actively gone looking for them either, so. Looks like we're roughly 18 minutes from our destination. At 10,000 feet, we're not going to need to descend a whole heck of a lot. But one thing I have been told is that this aircraft is hard to lose speed. Elevation 161, so pattern altitude roughly 1,200 feet. And I think this will make for an interesting landing, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. That's all right. Actually, you know what? Thinking this may be a better location. Yeah. Okay. Let's make a change here. PAPN destination. Execute. We're going to go direct. Make a slight change to our airport. It's going to give us a bit better setup for landing, but it's also going to give us a bit better place to depart from us as well. We have some facilities. Looks like they're going to have. Let's see here. 0.25. What do we got for RNAV 25? Let's go for vectors.
Anchorage Center, P180 Charlie Foxtrot, Tango Lima Mike, 10,000.
P180 Charlie Foxtrot Tango Lima Mike, Anchorage Center, altimeter 299er2, radar contact continue.
All right. We're looking at 2,000, 10,000 coming to 2,000. All right. All right. Come up in 8,500. Descending at 302 knots across the ground. That's just wild. I guess we want correct altitude. 2,000, 1,700. Now we're on the runway. Okay. Let's... Where are we going again? PAPN. Oh, no, that's okay. Let's look up some frequencies then. Approach. All right. 5,900 coming for 2. All right, it's already picking things up. Our next waypoint altitude 2,000. If the glide's full bike in there. We're getting close. Activate a vertical path. When that star hits the center, it should start pitching down. There it is. We're going to pull back on the power so we don't overspeed. And let's get our go with our 160, let's say 100 foot. Well, we should hit this. I'm gonna turn right, landing right over here. Look at all these little lakes. Or when it becomes just a really big puddle versus a lake. There's the runway over here. All right. Here comes a right turn. Let's hop back in here real quick. All right. Pull back basically all the way on our power levers. And here comes our next descent. Coming down to 1700. There we go. One white, we're all right. Let's get some flaps. Approach flaps. Landing gear. Landing lights. Ah, yes. Auto feather arm. There we go. It's a runway. We're a little steep. On speed. Whoa. That's interesting. first. No idea what happened there. Well, we'll have to pick this up tomorrow and see what happened there. Anyway, we are here. Any landing is a good landing, I suppose, right? Anyway, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.